Hi Rainbow, it's Mrs. Blewett here, hope you're okay. Today our lesson is all about counting in tens. Today we are counting to 80, join in with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Well done, fantastic counting. Say the number when you see it. Today we're doing something a little bit different. Instead of us practicing a particular number or writing a set of numbers that I write and then you copy, I would like you to have a go at writing your numbers on your own and going as far as you can go. Now, if you can, I'd like you to do it without looking at the 100 square. I've put the 100 square on to help you if you need it. But if you don't, see if you can write the numbers without looking at it. I would be so impressed if you could get all the way to 30. That would be amazing. So get your paper and your pencil, start writing the numbers at number 1 and see how far you can go. Off you go. Today we are counting in tens, and I'd like us to start off by counting in tens forwards and backwards using the 100 square to help us. Off we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Let's change and go backwards. 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Fantastic counting, well done. Let's think about ways we have counted in tens in the past. We have counted using the Numicon plate tens. Let's do that now. Let's count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Super counting. More recently, we counted 10p coins in our work on money. Let's count the 10p coins this time. 10p, 20p, 30p, 40p, 50p, 60p, 70p, 80p, 90p, 100p, or should that be a pound? Now let's use counting in tens to solve a problem. birds are there altogether? We've got to work out how many birds there are altogether. Now, to do that, we need to work out how many birds are in each tree. So let's take this first tree and count the birds. Count the birds with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 lots of 5. 1 lot of 5, 2 lots of 5 together make 10. So there are 10 birds in each tree. How many trees are there? Well, there's 1, 2, 3 trees. So there are 3 trees. There are blank birds altogether. How many birds altogether? Now we need to use our knowledge of counting in tens to count how many birds altogether. Are you ready? So we're going to go 10, 20, 30. There are 30 birds altogether. 30 is a 3 and a 0. 3 lots of 10 and 0 ones. Well done. Let's do another one. Again, we're going to count in tens to solve the problem. How many flowers are there all together? Right, first of all, we need to work out how many flowers there are in each bunch. Let's check. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 flowers in each bunch. How many bunches are there? Let's count the bunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bunches of flowers. So there are 5 bunches. So how many flowers are there all together? Ready to count in tens. Off we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There are 50 flowers all together. 5 tens, 0 ones, 50. There are 50 flowers all together. This is a slightly different sort of problem, but it still requires us to count in tens to work out the answer. It says, here are the grapes in a shop. Max wants to buy 40 grapes. Are there enough grapes? Well, we need to work out how many there are to find out if there are enough, if there are 40 or if there are more. Let's see how many grapes are in one bunch. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're all bunches of 10 grapes. So we need to count how many grapes we've got all together. So we've got, count with me, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we've got 50 grapes all together. How many did Max want to buy? Max wants to buy 40. Is 50 more than 40? Yes, it is. It is 40. And 50 is 10 more than 40. So are there enough grapes? Yes, there is. Yes, yes, there is. Well done. Good working out, guys. Today we're going to do our task a little bit differently. As always, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil from your home learning pack. First of all, can you fold your piece of paper into 4? So fold it in half and then fold it in half again so that you've got 4 sections like that. Now what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through each activity separately. So you're going to do 1 and then we'll go through the answer. Then you'll do number 2 and then we'll go through the answer and so on until we've done the whole page. That is a little bit different. You're going to need to keep pausing the video. Okay. Okay, Now on the first section on your piece of paper, you are going to work out this problem for me. Write down the numbers that I ask you to. So the question says, how many muffins are there altogether? You first of all need to work out how many muffins are there on one tray. So pause the video while you count how many muffins on each tray and write that number in the first section on your piece of paper. Now you've done that, you need to count how many trays. Count how many trays there are and write that number down. Pause the video if you need to. Now you need to count how many muffins altogether. Remember, we're counting in tens, so count all the muffins altogether, counting in tens, and write that number on your piece of paper. Okay, so let's check your answer to this one. Don't worry if you've made any mistakes, we're all learning together. So as long as you've tried, you know that's all I ask you to do. So, how many muffins are there all together? We need to work out how many muffins there are on each tray. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 muffins on each tray. So you should have written 10 for 10 muffins. How many trays are there? There are 1, 2, 3 trays. How many muffins are there all together? Let's count in tens. 10, 20, 30. There are 30 muffins altogether. If you got the same answers as me, give them a tick. If you didn't, just write the answers next to it. Don't worry about it. It's absolutely fine. Well done. We're getting really good at problem solving. This time we're writing on the second section on our piece of paper. You need to work out how many apples are there altogether. Right. How many apples are on one 10 frame? Pause the video now and write that number down. How many apples on one 10 frame? Okay. Now you need to write how many 10 frames there are. How many 10 frames are there? Pause the video if you need to while you write the number. Finally, we need to work out how many apples altogether. Remember, you're counting in tens, so count the apples altogether in tens and write that answer on your paper. We'll go through the answer on the next slide. Okay, let's solve this one together now so you can check your answers. This time you've got to find out how many apples are there altogether. How many apples are on each 10 frame? Well, that gives you a big clue because it's a 10 frame and we've used 10 frames loads of times. So on a 10 frame, there is obviously 10 apples because the 10 frame is full. So there are 10 apples on each 10 frame. How many 10 frames are there? Well, I can look at those 10 frames and think, well, there are 2. There are 2 10 frames. So how many apples altogether? So there's 10 apples over here and 10 apples over here. Altogether that makes 20. There are 20 apples altogether. So give yourself a tick or change your answer if you wrote differently. Super effort. We're now on section 3 on our paper. How many counters are there altogether? Now remember, these are 10 frames and they are full. So each 10 frame is 10 counters. So you just need to count in tens how many counters there are. So you'll need to pause the video while you count the 10 frames and then write the number on your paper in section 3. We will work out the answer together on the next slide. This time the question was how many counters are there altogether? Well, I can see that I've got 4 10 frames and the 10 frames are full. So I am counting in tens. So let's count in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. There are 40 counters altogether. Well done if you've written 40. You're right, there are 40 counters altogether. Now the last task is to complete the number track. So, when I finish talking, you can pause the video, write the numbers 10 and 20 and then carry on with the next 5 numbers. We will check the answer on the next screen. And the last task I gave you to do was to complete the number track. So all you needed to do was count on from the numbers that were there and continue to write the tens numbers in the number track. So we started with, we've got 10, 20, 30. What number's going to come next? 40. Go back to the beginning if you need to. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 60 and 70. Give yourself some little ticks if you got those correct. If not, write the correct numbers underneath. Well done for having a go. Fantastic work today. You are a superstar. Well done. It's time to finish our numeracy lesson now, Rainbow Room, but you've worked really hard today. We've done lots of problem solving and I'm really proud of you. Well done for having a go. Take care and I hope to see you really soon. Goodbye.